we are mildly interesting guys, and we talk about some stuff. So welcome to the podcast, we call it Joel the Podcast. It's Alex and it's Alex, here for Joel the Podcast. Hello everybody, I'm Alex.
And I'm Alex.
And this is our podcast, Joel. The bzz still get you?
What do you mean?
Just think it's fun, like you think it's funny still.
I do enjoy the joke. Yes, I like it. It's nice.
Yeah. So, welcome to episode 119 of Joel the Podcast, everybody. Wait, why am I still sharing my screen? Episode 119 of Joel the Podcast. We're excited to have you here. We are a mere few weeks away from Nathan's wedding, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Although I'm guessing this episode is not going to come out before Nathan's wedding, so that's unfortunate. But
there's some there's some chance that if I edit this soon after we do it, which has not been the trend recently, I will point out, that I could have it release on the wedding day at the start of the ceremony.
Well, you should. That's funny, but you should really, if you're able to get it done, you should have it released so that, people can listen to it like as they come to the wedding.
Oh, that's an even better idea. Like your travel to
the Wednesday or Thursday before or whatever.
Okay, that's a much better idea.
Fully caught up. That way, in my speech at the wedding, I can reference all the jokes that we make in this episode, and everyone will get it.
Of course,
because everyone there will listen to the podcast.
Right, you'll be able to gloat about your 13-2 record.
Yes. So welcome to Joel the Podcast.
I guess that slightly gave away what we're up to today. But...
Well, we'll tell them in a few minutes anyway. So I guess we'll get started with the Sports Minute. Let me pull up my timer here. And we will hear about the worldwide world of sports. Ready?
Yep.
So, I guess baseball season's still going on. Phillies played a couple games in London last weekend.
Wow. Were they playing a different MLB team?
Yep, the New York Mets. No, it was a real regular season game. So they've had teams going over to London for the last couple of years.
I knew the NFL did that. I don't know that I've heard of baseball.
Yep. So that was cool. And yeah, that's, I guess, the main sports thing going on right now.
Speaking of London, and this is sports related, so I'm putting it in the Sports Minute. I recently found out that like around London and around England, they have a standard like road sign with a soccer ball on it that like designates where all the soccer stadiums are. Except the soccer ball on the sign isn't like realistic. If you know anything about soccer balls, they're made up of like hexagon panels and pentagon panels. Except the ball on the sign is just all hexagons.
Wow, that is really interesting. I was gonna say like disturbing because I guess like negative that it's not correct, but really it doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
Does it affect you at all?
I think it affects me in that I'm going to like always know this fact, and if I do go back to visit England, I'm going to like have to hunt for a sign to see it myself, you know?
Right. I was half expecting you to say like it affects me in that I just cannot sleep anymore. Like I just constantly think about this when I try to fall asleep and I just can't.
Yeah, it haunts me awake and asleep.
As soon as I close my eyes, I see an anatomically incorrect soccer ball sign.
Every time I blink, it's just all hexagons.
Well,
luckily not so tragic, but...
I actually didn't even know Sorry, this is way over the sports minute, so I apologize. But I didn't even know that soccer balls were hexagons and pentagons. So I learned something today, I guess.
It's like, so there's some proof of this, I'm sure, but if you think about just like all hexagons, that's clearly a flat plane. You can't like start to curl that into a sphere. So you have to have some pentagons in the mix to give it the curvature. And so like there's like a precise standard way to make it up out of white hexagons, and then the black spots that you think of on the soccer ball, those are the pentagons.
Okay.
But on the sign, you can clearly see that the black spots are also hexagons, and it just doesn't work as a sphere.
Very sad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, learn something new every day. I think that was one of our best sports minutes that we've had. So thank you for bringing that up.
About 30 seconds of sports news and then 2 or 3 minutes of sports rambling.
2 or 3 minutes of, yeah, exactly. Well, because the thing is, the reason we have a sports minute is because no one who listens to the podcast cares that much about sports.
Right.
So this is it's like a sports adjacent topic, but it's something that other people who aren't interested in sports might find interesting.
Right. And considering that, do we owe the people another 30 seconds of proper sports minute, since I kind of hijacked the original sports minute?
Well, I couldn't really think of any other sports news, so I'm happy that you did.
All right.
This is the time of year where it's just baseball's going on and not much else. I guess that's not true because the NBA Finals and NHL Stanley Cup Finals are both going on right now, but I don't care about those because my teams aren't in them.
Yeah, there you go. That counts for probably about 30 seconds of...
Yeah, there's your extra bit. All right, let's move on to the next segment of our show, in which I say Nathan owes me $2 now.
Oh, gross. I forgot about that again.
So just wanted to announce that to everyone. And in fact, I'm definitely going to say that in my speech if you haven't paid me the money by then. Two important things to know about me and Nathan. One is that he owes me $2. So there's your preview if this episode is indeed posted before the wedding.
Incredible.
So, but yes. So, and then, so that's that. Then bringing on to the next part of our episode where I say, have we received any emails this week?
The answer is unfortunately no, and I think that's because I'm fairly sure that I haven't posted the last episode we did yet. So
yeah, I don't think you have either, and that's one of the reasons why I was like, this probably won't be posted before the wedding.
Yeah, because I got to post that one before the wedding. Well, you know what? I could post two of them like back to back because it's probably a pretty long trip to Milwaukee for most of our listeners.
Yeah, special release. Yeah.
And really, since the last episode was 2 podcasts in one, they're getting 3 episodes to listen to. That's incredible.
That is incredible. I would say monumental is
Absolutely.
How I would describe that situation.
Never before has any podcast released 3 episodes at once. Truly
very
monumental.
Very true. Truly monumental.
Yeah.
All right, well, if you want to rectify our current situation of not having any emails and you want to send us an email, you can find our email on our website, which is alexandalex@joelthepodcast.github.io/alexandalex@joelthepodcast.website/index.html. And basically just click on anything there, and odds are it'll be a link to email us.
Yeah, so convenient. You're welcome, listeners.
Yeah, you're welcome. So should we, I guess, anything else before we get right to the episode?
It feels kind of weird getting started so soon, but I really can't think of anything else. So why don't we jump in?
All right. So, because our next episode is going to be recorded live in person on the wedding weekend, we are not going to be playing Joel the Game as we would normally be scheduled to do next weekend, or next episode, I mean. So instead, we will be playing Joel the Game this episode, 1 episode ahead of schedule. So that is as Nathan alluded to earlier. That is our episode for today. And so one note, I guess, is before we begin Joel the Game, is that we discovered that the record the all-time record that we keep in our spreadsheet was incorrect because we had mistakenly incremented it by 2 during one of the episodes. So because I know all the listeners keep meticulous track of these numbers and they're going to care a lot about this. So it turns out that the all-time record is currently 12-2 in my favor, rather than 13-2 in my favor, which is probably what we said at the end of the last episode.
Yeah.
So truly a monumental scorekeeping update from Joel the Game.
Sure.
So, all right.
All
right.
I thought you were going to call it a monumental score, which is why I wasn't ready with like an enthusiastic response.
It'll be a monumental score in about 45 minutes when I make it a true 13-2.
Yeah, that'll be the difference maker.
All right. I think we have everything ready to go. Let's delete this previous Hangman, and let's begin. It looks like I am first. So I will show you that our first game is going to be this.
6 is guess the movie, 1 guess per clue.
All right, so it's my turn. Oh, wait, so this one we both guess, right?
Yes, we decided to swap, so.
All right, so I guess I guess first since it's my turn. And let me set a amount of points for this while you're looking up a movie. So looking at the point list, I think I have a decent shot at this one, so I'm going to pick 10 points. Excuse me. And for the listeners, I successfully turned off the dehumidifier in our basement before the episode began. Last episode, I think I left it on for like 90% of the episode before remembering to turn it off. So you're very welcome. All right, guess the movie.
Well done. I am ready with a movie. I've got its Wikipedia page up, so if you want to read me the facts in order that I must tell them.
Yep, first fact is genre.
This
or
is
genre if you're Italian.
What?
I said or genre if you're Italian.
I'm sorry I didn't hear that the first time. That's an incredible joke.
Thank you.
Well, at least the listeners got to hear it twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay. This is listed as a musical fantasy film.
That is an interesting genre. Okay, musical fantasy film.
Yep.
So I'm thinking of movie musicals, but it's a musical fantasy. That's, I guess, what's throwing me. All right. This is either going to be correct or not even close. Is it Fantasia?
No, it is not.
I think that's a pretty good guess based on the genre.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I was actually.
Do you know what Fantasia is? Have you seen it?
That's the like animated, or am I thinking of the wrong thing? The animated like
it's
Disney.
Animated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a classical music or something, but it's animated. There's no dialogue or anything. It's like Mickey is Mickey Mouse is like a wizard, and he does stuff to the music. Anyway, it's I watched it as a kid. It's interesting. Yeah. But all right, so what were you gonna say? Against all odds, what?
Yeah, like you had basically no shot of correctly guessing, right? But when you said I'm either gonna get it or I'm gonna be completely wrong, I was like terrified for some reason.
Well, it's such a specific it's such a specific genre. So like the thing is, if I have a guess, it's like, oh, maybe it'll be correct because there's not a lot of movies that would really make sense to be guessed there. So all right, the second clue is the year it came out. So give me the year it came out.
This came out in 1971.
1971. Musical fantasy. All right, now I really have no clue. Let's see. How many movies do I even know that came out in 1971? Like, that's right around when No, Star Wars came out later, like in '79, I feel like, or later '70s. Wow, 1971. That is so early. Musical fantasy. I am totally stumped. I have no idea. Let's see. Um,
It's interesting that more information, I suppose, if you only had like one or two guesses
right.
in the first place, then
So yeah,
1971 could have ruled stuff
right.
out.
As a side commentary on this, um, one on a podcast, I listened to a podcast about Brandon Sanderson, who's an author, his books, which many of them take place in a shared universe. And at the end of every episode of the podcast, they play a little game called "Who's That Cosmere Character," where they do a similar thing where clues are given about a character, and after each clue, they have a chance to guess, and the clues get more specific as they go on. And so a similar thing can happen there, where it's like the clues are now so specific that they've eliminated every character that I can think of.
Yeah.
All right. I just have to guess something because there's no way I'm going to think of anything without any additional information. So I will go Phantom of the Opera.
That is incorrect.
All right. Give me the next one.
What's the question?
Oh, thank you. Top 2 actors listed. I have a feeling this is not going to help me.
Yes, you hopefully at least recognize the top actor is Gene Wilder.
Oh, okay. I know what it is. Keep going.
Second on this list is Jack Albertson. So
okay, I got to get the name right. Is it Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
It absolutely is.
Okay.
At the beginning, I was thinking, because I was thinking of this one, but then I Googled Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, so clearly I didn't, know the difference, know the correct one. So at the beginning, I was like, I'll probably just take either answer.
Yeah. So when I was in 9th grade, I was in the musical Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Which is how I knew of the distinction between names of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory versus Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think most people just say Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I feel like the book is called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, it is.
So, all right. So I got it on the third one, which is honestly way better than I thought. After 2 clues, I was like, it's gonna be impossible. So, all right. Why don't you talk a little bit while I look up a movie?
Yeah, nice work. So it's interesting to me. I think we were kind of alluding to it there, but that there is a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and then there's a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which starred Johnny Depp and came out in 2005. And I feel like there's another movie that tells the same story, but it's just called Wonka or something, that came out pretty recently.
Yeah, so that came out pretty recently. That was with Timothée Chalamet as Wonka.
Yeah, and maybe it's just to help people identify which is which, but it is a little bizarre to me that they keep changing the name. And for that matter, it's bizarre to me that the book, which came out in 1964, was named Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then 7 years later they made Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory rather than Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So, I don't know. Crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff.
I'm looking at this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I didn't realize that Christopher Lee is in it. What does he play?
Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
And Charlie and the Chocolate? He's probably like Grandpa Joe, I would guess, right?
I need to... Oh, here we go. He's not Grandpa Joe. He is Dr. Wonka. So, old Charlie? No, sorry. Old Willy Wonka?
All right, I have it.
I don't know. Okay, you've got one. What is the genre?
All right, are you ready for this? There are a lot of words here.
Great, that'll be helpful.
This is a musical adventure fantasy comedy film.
Musical adventure fantasy comedy film.
That's what's in the first line of the Wikipedia.
Interesting. This feels to me like possibly a more modern, possibly even animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be like a Pixar movie or something like that. You know, commonly has some musical elements to it. Musical, and it's comedy also. Let's see. I'm going to guess that it is. Is the movie just called Coco? Is that right? I feel
That
like that's
is a movie,
okay.
but that is not the movie that I have here.
Fair enough.
Right, so that's your guess. All right. Maybe this will help you. The year that this movie came out was 2010.
Oh, interesting. So I know of one movie. The one movie that I know for a fact came out in 2010 is Inception, which I don't think is musical or comedy, but it is fantasy adventure.
Okay.
So I need something that's like half Inception, half something else. Or I can just think of a different 2010 movie. What else came out in 2010? That was a musical? Let's see. Is 2010 too early for Frozen? That's my guess.
Is it? That's your guess?
Yeah.
Well, I happen to know that Frozen came out in 2013, so you're close.
Not
in
too far
timeline.
Off.
Yeah, not too far, but that is not the correct answer.
Obviously wrong, unless you lied.
So for the tie,
yeah.
Here are the top two actors listed here for this movie.
Okay.
Starring Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi.
Okay, I don't know.
Your favorite actors.
I don't know who either of those people are. Which does continue to make me think that it's like an animated thing, and that those are just voice actors that probably I'm, somewhat familiar with their work. I just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say the names again?
Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi.
Okay. It didn't help the second time either. I was just curious.
Nice.
Let's see.
So Mandy Moore is actually someone that I have heard of, just to give you some additional... I mean, this probably doesn't help you that much. She's a well-known singer and actress. But she's in The Princess Diaries, if you've ever heard of or seen that movie.
I mean, it would be an incredibly bold move of you to have chosen The Princess Diaries and revealed that.
She's almost certain, yeah. She's probably best known for this movie. Actually, it's probably the movie that she's best known for. I mean, she's probably best known as an actual just a singer, but
sure. Yeah, fair enough. Let's see. What are other 2010? That's such a specific time. What about...
Sorry, what about 2010 is a specific time other than the fact that it is a single year?
Well, I guess what I mean is I can't think of very many movies from 2010. Maybe that's what I mean by specific, is that I can think of more stuff that's come out kind of recently, and I can think of more stuff that's come out in the early 2000s, for example.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Shrek or whatever.
Sure.
For example. Let's see. I better just give a guess and move on, though. What other Pixar movies are there? Is it Tangled?
It is Tangled.
No
Great
way.
guess. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Awesome job.
Incredible. So if we are tied...
I thought there was no way you were going to guess that. Well done. I was just giving you random other clues because the guy was like, there's no way. And I was actually going to tell you the exact date since you were like, this is such a specific time. Like, yes, November 14th, 2010.
Yeah, wow.
Well done.
That's impressive. Yeah, the one thing that saved me maybe was just thinking of like what movie am I like vaguely familiar with that happened around high school that is like animated Pixar.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, that's the one that came to mind. Incredible. So, since we are tied, we now need to guess the budget.
Yeah, so I guess it's just whoever's closest to the budget of the other person's movie.
Yeah.
So right, I will guess for let's see. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. I would guess. Wow, I don't know how much movie budgets have inflated over the years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess under 100 million. I'm gonna guess like 81 million.
81 million. Okay. I am going to. I kind of soft locked in this answer before. I was going to guess, and I feel this is a horrible underestimate now that I think about it more, but 60 million.
All right. And then before we give the real answers, should it be like an absolute value, whoever's the furthest away loses, or should it be like a percentage, whoever's the... I guess it probably doesn't matter that much since we get similar numbers. Never mind. Let's just... The correct answer... The correct answer for Tangled was budget 260 million.
Whoa.
So you were off by 200 million.
200 million. All right. Well, I can then reveal to you that the budget of... Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at... sorry, I'm on the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing because I followed the link. The budget for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is 3 million.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we're not doing a percentage.
Yeah.
Wow. My guess was 27 times higher than the actual number. Yeah. I thought yours was bad. You were like 5 times higher than the actual number.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well done to you, I suppose.
Do win though. Thank you. That was a really long first game. Let's see the modifier.
Yeah. Despite my heroic comeback, unless this modifier can help me out.
The modifier is 8 of spades, which I'm not looking, but I believe is nothing, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah, 2 through queen of spades is nothing, so nothing.
Yeah, sooner or later we'll learn that for sure. But
so we begin the game 10-0 me. 10-Q, 10-0. All right, so it is now your turn. So the next game we are playing is 9.
All right.
Family Feud, 3 wrong guesses to name 2 of the top 5.
Okay.
Okay,
so I would
you're
be
guessing.
The guesser.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this another 10-point game. Hoping to catch up.
Let's see. Top 5. What's something that you know a reasonable amount about, but not a lot about? I'm thinking. Top 5. Now that one would be totally random. I was going to say top 5 most popular birth months. I wonder if there are more months that are more popular to be born in than others. There probably
I guess it
are,
would
right?
it would just be the months that have 31 days.
Probably true.
But honestly, there's probably some trends like 9 months after Christmas or 9 months after I don't know. St. Patrick's Day or something.
Right. How about this? So this is totally unrelated to what we were just talking about. My thought was try and guess, 2 of the top 5 songs in the past in 2023. But I think that might be too difficult. Or do you think that would be reasonable?
I honestly probably could name 0 songs from 2023.
Right. So how about this? Instead of top songs from 2023, how about the top what would we say? Top five, two of the top five songs from the 2010s, the entire decade, the most popular songs of the decade. Do you think that is reasonable?
Wow. What if I could guess like artist rather than song? Is that too
Okay.
unfair?
Honestly, I would take artist or let me look. Well, let me look at the list and let's see.
Yeah, it might not work if it's
Top
only a
10
couple
songs
artists.
of the 2010s. Yeah, let's look. Billboard Hot 100 songs, decade and charts. Um, okay, well, so then let me ask you this. Several of these songs have like a main artist featuring another artist.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
so would you want to count either, or would you want to count? Okay, honestly, if you could guess two out of any of these art, like it's not like they're people. It's not like they're people you haven't heard of, for sure. Like you've definitely heard of all of these artists, I would say,
Right.
but um, it's not going to be super obvious. So I would say if you want to guess the song or the artist, for these two of the top five songs of the 2010s, sound fair?
Okay. Let's try it out. Yeah.
All right, go for it.
All right, my number one guess is Taylor Swift.
Okay, Taylor Swift. That is a good guess, but it is not correct. I'm
Really?
scrolling down. Yeah, so she's not in the top 10 here.
Wow.
Um, yeah, Taylor Swift hasn't become like a global sensation except in the past like year or two. I feel. I mean, she's always been popular,
Right,
obviously,
right.
but
I
it's only in
guess
the
it's
last like year. Go ahead.
it's she just has so like she has some like big songs, right? But mostly
Mm-hmm.
it's lots of popular songs. Probably there's less
Well,
focus
yeah,
on any individual thing, right?
right.
And then yeah, obviously like you're saying the past few years she's been doing a lot of Eras tour and re-releasing and all of this business and
Mm-hmm.
just like kind of blowing up. So, all right, well, I'm a lot less hopeful that I'm gonna get anything right now. I was really counting on Taylor to come through for me there.
All right. How about I give
Um,
you a hint?
sure.
The number one song on this list came out did not come out. The peak date, so which is probably more helpful because it's around when you would have probably heard it.
Sure.
January 17th, 2015 is the peak date for this number one song.
Okay. 2015.
So our senior year of high school.
Yeah. I'm gonna oh man, is it too late for So the next thing that came to mind, especially when you're talking about 2015, was Justin Bieber. And I'm just
Okay.
worried that he was too like late 2000s and not
Mm-hmm.
2010s. But I actually have no idea now that I think about it. So I'm just going to guess that because I might as well guess something. Justin Bieber has
Fair
one of the
enough.
top 5 songs.
Unfortunately, he does not.
Ah,
Um, he
darn.
is on the list at number nine. The number
Okay.
nine song of the 2010s is Despacito, which is Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber.
Interesting.
Um,
Okay.
so you're closer than last time
Yeah, we're
because
we're
you got
getting there.
you did get someone on the list.
And now I need to go 2 out of 3 after exhausting quite possibly my two most obvious answers. 2015. What else was like super viral? Um, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's more risky to guess a song than
Hmm.
an artist because it's a
Well, you
specific
might think,
thing.
yeah. The thing is, you might think of a really popular song and
Exactly.
then not know who the artist is. So that's why I said you can guess either.
Right. So I've thought of a song and I'm just worried to guess it because
Well,
it's
not
a
as a guess, but
specific
what is the
guess.
song?
All right. The song is "Call Me Maybe."
Okay.
So I'm now debating with myself. I know that was a super super popular song, and I'm fairly certain
Hmm.
that's the 2010s. In fact, I'm like very confident that was the 2010s. And if that's not top 5 I don't know if I'm going to come up with anything that is, so I guess I'm going to lock that in as a guess.
That is a good guess, but unfortunately it is not on the list.
Ah,
Um,
not at
yeah,
all?
this is a tough one.
Wow,
No. So,
yikes.
okay, so number one, I think of senior year of high school when I think of this song, Uptown Funk,
Ooh, that's a good one. I
by
should have
Mark
guessed that.
Ronson featuring Bruno Mars.
Yep, for
Um,
sure. For sure should have guessed
number
Bruno
two,
Mars. That's a good one.
number two, Party Rock Anthem, LMFAO, featuring Lauren Bennett and Goon Rock. Number
Nice.
three,
What a
Shape of You,
classic.
Ed Sheeran.
Really, that
And then these
high?
last, yeah, and then the last two, yeah, we shouldn't have done this. Last two, Closer by the Chainsmokers, by
Okay, I
featuring
know that song.
Halsey, and number
Yeah.
five, Girls Like You by Maroon 5, featuring Cardi B. And then, just in case you're curious, 6, We Found Love by Rihanna. Number 7, Old Town Road by Lil Nas X. Number 8, Somebody That I Used to Know. Number 9, Despacito, as I mentioned. And number 10, Rolling in the Deep by Adele. So
Adele would have been a good guess also, but
yeah,
obviously not correct. Wow, what a weird list.
yes.
I mean,
Um,
I guess I can't really argue against any of those being top 10, but I don't know if any of them really feel top 10 to me. You know what I mean?
I agree. Like Uptown Funk, I would say is like the only one that's like okay. That I mean, it's obviously one of the most popular songs of the decade. But I
Yeah.
feel like some of the ones that you said, like especially "Call Me Maybe," feels like it should have been. I guess "Call Me Maybe" was popular for a very short amount of time, and that's why it's not on this list. Like these are ones that were popular
That's true.
for longer time.
Yeah.
All right,
Very
so
true.
alas, I win again. So
Hit me
let's the
with that
modifiers going.
modifier, though. The 9 of diamonds, which is plus 5 points to loser, baby.
Nice.
I'm on the board.
Well done, Nathan. All right. So it is now 20-5 in my favor
Let's
and my
go.
turn. So here is the next game.
Game is the Ace Wikipedia Hunt.
All right. Let's go. Let's see who can get to. Let's see who can get to the Wikipedia page. I'm just going to look up to make sure I have the page right. The Wikipedia page for Ant. A-N-T.
Ant. Okay. Where did they
right.
put the random article thing again?
Oh, no.
There it is.
Hidden
It's
it.
in the. You have to click the hamburger.
Yeah, I see it. All right. So, okay. My my random article is I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, but it's Han Sichi.
Okay.
Han Sichi is a village in the municipality of Ilijas, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Incredible.
This is the entire article. Aside from that sentence, there's one additional sentence. Demographics. According to the 2013 census, its population was 4, all Bosniaks.
Oh, amazing. You gotta love it.
All right, what you got?
I'm on the page for Norman Finch, who was a Royal Marine soldier and a recipient of the Victoria Cross. He appears to have served during the First World War. So, thank you for your service. Wait.
All right.
He was British. Thank you for your service.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Set. Go.
All right. I'm
going to begin
Royal
by
Marines.
clicking on village. I'm hoping to go from village to like more like colony or like, you know, that kind of vibe. Of course, it's not loading. And I disconnected from the internet. All right.
I've got time to get off to a head start here. I've made it to the.
How am I still
I've made it
talking
to
to
the
you?
United States.
Oh, here we go. Village. All right.
And now I need to look up geography.
Community.
Biodiversity.
Let's look for like colony.
Oh, there's
No
a
matches.
thing for insect,
Ant.
but it's not a link, so I'm going to go to amphibian.
Insect.
Animals.
Okay. Residential community is not what I want.
Okay, I'm going to insects.
Oh, okay. This is very bad. You're way ahead of me.
Antenna.
I'm still on village.
Ants. I am
Go
on
to
it. I'm on the
community.
page for ant.
Okay.
I've done it.
All right. Great. That was terrible. I did not even pick a point value. So just real quick to recap, I went from Hansichi to village, and then I went to I clicked on community, but it took me to residential community.
Oh.
And I didn't realize until too late, and I went back, but there's really nothing better. So the residential community page has a link to the community page on it.
Yeah.
And I should have gone there, but I didn't realize until too late. So that is the unfortunate path that I took to this L.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in reverse order here. I am currently on ant. Before that, I had made it to insect, then animal, then amphibian, then United States, then United States Armed Forces, then United States Marine Corps, and then obviously to Royal Marines, which is where I had initially gone from Norman Finch. So,
all right.
There
so
you
I
have
forgot to pick a point value. So can you type in yourself as the winner and see what random point value comes up for mine?
Oh, yes. Yours on the left, right? Is that all right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you are. You are.
Yes.
So Nathan, hit enter, and... oh, it's worth 1 point.
Oh my goodness, that's perfect. All right. So let's delete the 1. You got that? Thank you.
Yep, that is
this
tragic.
game was wicked. Hunt. Winner is Nathan. Modifier is going to be, to show us the modifier, 3 of hearts, which is going to be round points gained to nearest 10. So you actually gained 0 points. Sorry, Nathan. So we remain at 20-5.
Disgusting.
That's hilarious.
This game
All right.
is tragic. All right, here we go. Next game.
Next game, 9, which is Family Feud again.
Oh,
all right. Why
great.
don't tell you what? Why don't you pick initiate on the category this time? So I feel kind of bad that I initiated on that category and it was really hard.
Okay. Let's see. What do I know a lot about, but not like too much about? I wonder if we could do.
Or it could honestly be something that you do know a lot about, but it's like a very specific fact about that area. Like, I know a lot. Like, I know a lot about sports, but I probably I could make guesses about who the top 5 RBI leaders in baseball history are, but I really don't know who that is. So that's an example of something that's just very specific within something that I know a lot about.
Right. I'm gonna go. Let's do. I'm trying to avoid thing. I'm trying to think of what I'm about to do and say is there an obvious first guess? I don't really want there to be an obvious first guess. I want there to be some good ones. So my instinct is number of championships by which major sports league. Well, if it's the NBA, you just Lakers and Celtics and whatever. And then if it's
How about this? Top 2 out of instead of 2 out of the top 5, 2 out of numbers 2 through 6 for most World Series championships.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. All right.
Since everyone knows the Yankees would be number 1. They have 27 World Series wins.
Yes.
So that would be a gimme.
But that's actually very interesting because I don't know that I have any idea who's second best.
Okay, so is that too hard? Do you want to?
No, I kind of because there's only so many choices, right? And I have a vague idea of who's historically good or not. You know. Most all time, it's probably not going to be the Diamondbacks or something. So.
Sure. All right. so let's do it then.
Yeah.
Why don't you lock in a point value here before we start?
Ooh, great point. Haha. You know what? Let's make this one worth...
Sorry, I didn't get it at first.
Let's make this one worth 7. I'm not
All
feeling super confident, but I do want to try and gain some ground here if I can pull this off.
Sure. All right.
Okay.
So I have it pulled up 2 through 6. Give us your guesses.
Okay. So somewhere in 2 through 6, I would like to say the Dodgers.
Okay, very good guess. Dodgers are number 6 with 7 World
great.
Series wins. 1955, 59, 63, 65, 81, 88, and 2020, the fake one.
All right.
But they would still be number 6 even without that one. The team below them,
Yeah.
the teams below them have 5. So,
Interesting.
So good job. You got 1. You just need 1 more.
Wow. Okay, but they had 7. I feel like some of the other teams that I'm like vaguely aware of don't have 7, I think. But I don't... Who knows what was happening in baseball in like the 50s and 60s. So like I might as well just start guessing teams that are generally, competitive, I suppose. Let's see. What about the Mets?
Oh, the Mets. Okay, they are not in the top 5. In fact, I don't know if the Mets have ever won the World Series. Let's see.
Really?
Mets World Series wins. The Mets have won 2 World Series, 1969 and 1986. But they are not in the top 6.
Okay.
So that's 1 wrong guess.
Okay, so I need 1 more correct guess, but I only have 1 more... No, I have 2 more wrong guesses?
You have 2 more wrong guesses. If you get 2 more wrong guesses, you lose. If you get 1 more correct guess, you win.
Sweet. Okay, gotta think hard then. We were feeling good about... Oh, well... No, I've got 2 wrong guesses. I'm gonna try... No, am I gonna try? I'm gonna try the Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Good guess. The Cardinals are number 2.
Wow, really?
With 11 World Series championships.
I didn't realize
1926, 31, 34, 42, 44, 46, 64, 67, 82, 2006, and 2011, in which they beat the Phillies in the playoffs.
Okay.
So, well done. You have succeeded.
Excellent.
I do not think that I would have guessed the Cardinals, so that's a very good job. All right, so winner is Nathan, and our modifier is...
The 6 of Diamonds. Plus 5 points to loser.
All right, that helps me.
25
puts
to
me
12.
Up, indeed, 25 to 12. All right, next game, moving right along.
10. That is quick memorize.
All right, so we pull up our thing here. All right, why don't we do, let me pick a point value. I usually lose this. Let's go with 5 points. Let's go with chapter 24, which is titled Lost. Let me pull up. How long do we usually do? 5 seconds? 10 seconds?
I believe 10 seconds.
10 seconds. All right, let me pull up a 10-second timer. And the lag should make it even, so...
Yep.
Let me control-click on this page. And once again, so if you look at chapter 1, we're not going to include the chapter number or the header. We're just going to start with the text.
Yeah, okay.
So with chapter 1, it would be starting with looking back.
Gotcha.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Go.
Okay.
All right, I will go first. No.
Words.
In.
Any.
Human.
Language.
Can.
Depict.
My.
Utter.
Despair.
I.
Was.
Literally.
Buried.
Alive.
No! I don't know what's next. I?
That's wrong.
Darn, you're right.
I didn't know either, but I had to call you.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't have revealed that I didn't know. I
Yeah.
mean, you would have called me, I guess, anyway, since you didn't know.
Yeah, I would have had to.
There were 2 times during that where you said the next word, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what it was." I would not have said that, which were utter despair and literally buried alive.
Yeah.
So I got lucky that I didn't have to say those, but unlucky that I did pull the odd straw. So,
yep.
Congratulations, that was well done.
Thank you.
Good thing I made it only 5 points.
And yet, this modifier,
let's see the modifier. It is the Queen of Clubs, which is winners and losers swap. Gotta love it.
No!
All right, so that means I get the 5 points. So that gives me 30, and you remain at 12.
That is a shame.
Man, this game is just conspiring for you to lose. All right,
as it always
does. Let's see the next game. As it always does.
Here we go.
3. 3 is movie, true or false. I don't remember what this is. What is this?
So I think you go to the Wikipedia page for a movie.
And you make up a fact or you read a real fact, and the person has to guess whether it's true or false.
Yes.
And just as a guideline, let's see whose turn it is. It's your turn, so I'll be coming up with a fact. So I guess I can follow my own guideline. But it's, in my opinion, it's pretty lame to come up with a fact that's just like, the budget was $200 million, and they're like, false, and you're like, or true, and you're like, actually it was $201 million. So I think stuff like that is lame. I guess, do you want to pick a movie? Like, I guess there's no reason you couldn't pick the movie.
Yeah, let's go with let me try and think of a movie I've watched recently. What movies have I watched recently? What's the last movie I've watched?
False.
Asking progressively simpler questions that I still have
What's
no idea what the answers are. All right, let's try Frozen, since we were talking about that one earlier.
Have you seen that recently?
Not like recently, but I'm familiar
Frozen,
enough.
1997 film. Frozen, 2005 film. Frozen, 2007 film. Frozen, 2010 film. Frozen, 2010 Hong Kong film.
What?
Frozen franchise. Frozen, 2013 film. Frozen Fever, 2015. Olaf's Frozen Adventure, 2017. Frozen 2, 2019. Frozen parentheses advertisement. Which one is it?
The Hong Kong one, probably.
Okay, that one doesn't have a link, so unfortunately we can't do that one.
Darn. All right, let's just do the real one then.
All right. Let's see. You want to talk a little bit while I look at this?
No. All right, I'm gonna look. I'm just gonna Google what the 2010 Hong Kong Frozen film was to fill space, unless you got something.
I don't have one yet, but I'll just fill time by saying one of the things that I was thinking about doing is just an interesting fact about the movie. I won't actually do it. Is that the actor who plays Kristoff in the movie is named Jonathan Groff. Do you know where else you might know Jonathan Groff from?
Yes, I do. He was King George in Hamilton.
Yeah. I was actually very surprised to open this up and see his name on here. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, what was he in? I think I was watching some clip of something with Shelby, and I think it was like him and Daniel Radcliffe in a new musical that's either coming out recently or came out recently. And I was like, what is Daniel Radcliffe doing making musicals?
Let's see.
Unfortunately, when I Google Frozen Hong Kong film, most of the results are about the Hong Kong Disneyland exhibitions of Frozen. There is also an IMDb link.
All right, here I got the true or false.
Okay, let's do that so that I don't have to explain this.
Yes, the movie won the Academy. This is true, by the way.
Okay.
This is not part of it. The movie won Academy Award for Best Original Song.
Okay.
The movie was nominated also for the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. True or false, the movie won that Academy Award for Best Animated Feature.
That is a good one because I'm inclined to say it's true just because of how, like, prolific that movie is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
sure.
I could see it being false just because, I don't know, maybe you don't want to give all the awards to the same movie just because it was, like, popular.
Sure.
You know, maybe if you're the Academy, you're like, yeah, Frozen was good, but was it really, like, artistic enough for Best Animated Feature?
Sure.
But you know what? I feel like if I say false and it was true, I'm going to be like, well, that's annoying. True was the obvious answer. So I think I'm going to say true because I will feel less bad if that's wrong. Locking that in.
Well, you are correct. The answer was true.
Nice.
The movie beat out the following other movies which were nominated: The Croods, Despicable Me 2, Ernest and Celestine, and The Wind Rises.
So imagine if Frozen lost Best Animated Film to Despicable Me 2. They, like, got an Academy Award stolen from them by the sequel to one of those Minion movies. That would be embarrassing. But anyway, success for me. I forgot to pick a point total, so I suppose we can do a random one.
Yeah, so I'll type in the game here, which is movie true or false.
Okay.
And when I press enter, whatever comes up randomly over your point selection, which is 15. That's quite unfortunate.
Hey, there we go. I will take that all day.
All right, and our modifier is as follows.
Jack of Diamonds. That has me worried. Jack is actually random point selection. So we need to reselect.
So why don't you do it this time?
Okay, I'm going to... I'm returning 15 to the bucket, and then I'm going to just type... I'm going to delete this 0. I don't know what this 0 is doing. 5. That's a bummer.
Yeah, that's much more like it.
That is a shame. I would have nearly caught all the way up to you there, actually.
Yep. So, but unfortunately for you, the score is still commanding lead for me. Monumental. Well, not a monumental lead yet, but 30-17 in my favor. All right, we are taking a long time. We're at 58 minutes on the podcast. So let's keep moving along.
All right, here we go.
The next game is this.
2. That is 10 questions, but with some starter facts. You are the guesser, so why don't you toss out a couple of starter facts for me?
Okay. Let's do a Major League Baseball player.
Okay.
That I have heard of.
Sure.
I think that's plenty of starting facts. If Yeah, that's probably plenty of starting facts, I would say, if you're okay with that.
Yep, I am good with that. I am going to head over to the Wikipedia page.
I'm going to make this 10 points while you're doing that.
Yep.
Kind of middle of the road. I think that there's a decent chance that I will be able to get this with 10 questions. But also, there's a lot of baseball players.
There are a lot of baseball players, but in your favor, there aren't a lot of baseball players that I also know.
Okay, great. Well, I guess you do have to know that, because, like, theoretically, you wouldn't have to know the player, but you have to know that I know the player.
Right.
And the only way to know that is that you know the player.
I can just safely assume that if I know the player, then surely you know the player.
Right. There are things you could do, like, I know every player on the Phillies this year, so you could definitely look up
find some random
Phillies player, current Phillies player from right now.
That's pretty impressive. Every player?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I could name them off the top of my head, but there's only like 25 of them, so
they're all like familiar to you.
Right, exactly.
Okay. All right, well, fair enough. I do have a selection, so whenever you're ready, you've got 10 questions remaining.
All right. Question 1, is this player currently playing right now? Like, not this second, but, an active player.
I am confirming that the answer is no. I have confirmed that the answer is no.
Okay, so they're not an active player. That's one question. The fact that you confirmed that... No, I can't... Never mind. You could definitely play games with them. I was like, the fact you're confirming it means they probably are at least a recent player, but I'm definitely not going to assume that. Okay, not an active player. So then I will ask this question. Is this player in the Hall of Fame?
Ooh, that is a good question that I don't know the answer to off the top of my head. But it looks like the answer is no.
Okay, not in the Hall of Fame. So there's two possible reasons for that. One is that they're not good enough to be in the Hall of Fame. The other is that they haven't been retired for long enough to be in the Hall of Fame. Because you have to be retired for, I believe, 10 years before you can be considered for the Hall of Fame.
Interesting.
So, yes. So that does eliminate a lot of players that it could be, though. So the next thing is to figure out which of those two things it is. So, and it could be a combination of the two, but I guess I'll say, was this player's last game played within the last 10 years?
Yes, it was.
This is my third question, I believe.
Yep,
okay.
That's right.
All right. So, okay, their last game played was within the last 10 years. So then, all right. So I guess my next thing is I need to figure out either what position they played or what team they played for or both. And that'll help me. That'll basically tell me who it is. So the position's probably going to be
bold
easier.
claim.
So, what, saying that'll tell me who it is?
That'll tell me who it is.
Well,
I guess
I mean,
sort
there's
of,
no,
right? There's probably not
there's really
enough...
no other way to identify players. Like,
yeah.
Who's Albert Pujols? Well, he hit a lot of home runs and he played for the Cardinals and the Dodgers. Like,
yeah, fair enough.
By the way, it'd be really funny if you had actually picked Albert Pujols. So,
I would never say if I did.
Right, so what? All right, so I'm gonna ask about this player's position.
Mm-hmm.
So, now a player's position, they can have played many positions in their career.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask about like their main position that they played most of their career, if they have a position like that. So was the player's main position one of the infield positions, specifically meaning first base, second base, third base, or shortstop?
No.
Okay, so that means he was either... All right, then my next question is, was their position an outfielder?
No.
Okay, so that means it's either a pitcher, a catcher, or designated hitter.
Can I just
So
take
that's
a
five
moment to
questions I've asked.
say that I understand why there's designated hitters, but I think baseball doesn't deserve designated hitters. You should have to be
Can you
good.
explain what is it doesn't deserve designated hitters mean?
Yeah, like why should your sport get to say like, "Oh, pitchers are so special that they don't have to play the other half of the game."
Well, because pitching is really hard. So in order to be good at it, you have to not focus on batting. Um,
I
so
Fair enough, but if every team had to have their pitchers batting, then it would all average out anyway.
right. So it's not like they added uh, designated hitters because it was unfair. They just added it because it wasn't fun to watch. It wasn't entertaining to watch pitchers bat because they just got out all the time.
I guess that's fair. What I'm thinking in general is that, obviously a lot of respect for what pitchers can do. That's pretty impressive, but like, would it kill you to get a little better at batting? Come on. Like, that's half the game.
Yeah. Well, for a pitcher, that's not half the game because they're involved in every pitch when they're pitching, and they're involved once every 9 batters if they're batting. So pitching is definitely much more important for them.
That's true.
And there have been pitchers who are good hitters. Like, of course, you have Shohei Ohtani,
Yeah.
in the majors right now, who's not even pitching right now, but he's one of the best because he's injured. But he's one of the best hitters
Yeah.
in the league.
Yeah.
But
So
also a very good pitcher.
Good for him. Why shouldn't his team be extra rewarded for having somebody with both skill sets?
Well, they are because they have one player on their roster who plays essentially fills the role of 2 other players.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
so.
All right. Maybe one day we'll have a full debate about this, but you've got 5 questions left, so.
Let's put it this way: they're paying him $700 million, so
it is a lot
they
of
must
millions
value
of
it
dollars.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, so it's either pitcher, catcher, or designated hitter.
Yep.
I have 5 questions left. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Are they a pitcher or were they a pitcher?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's very helpful to know. All right, so pitcher that Nathan has heard of that is retired in the last 10 years. Now I need to figure out who they played for. So I guess my question is, my dad was about to come down here to watch TV, and he was like, "Oh, Alex is down here."
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, we need to move this along. All right. It's very late here.
So last
okay.
episode was 2 episodes in the time of 1. This episode's just going to be 1 episode, but the time of 2.
Okay. Okay. Does this pitcher, have a team that they played for the majority of their career?
Yes.
Okay. Is that team? So I have 3 questions left. Is that team in the National League?
No.
Okay. So there's the American League is divided into the American League East, Central, and West. I guess actually what might be more helpful is determining whether this pitcher was this player a starting pitcher, or as opposed to a relief pitcher.
I think the answer is yes. Let me try and confirm that.
American League starting pitcher who retired in the last 10 years that Nathan has heard of. Huh. There's not an obvious answer that I can think of. Yankees, Red Sox, White Sox, Astros. A lot of like the best starting pitchers that I think of from the American League either are playing now or retired more than 10 years ago. you still confirming?
So I'm like 99% confident. I just haven't seen it written anywhere. Like, he is a starting pitcher, but like based on his achievements.
So since 2014 is what we're looking at. They retired. Let's go through all the teams. Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Orioles. What's the other team in that division? The Rays, Tampa Bay. What about the AL Central? White Sox, Guardians or Indians? Really nothing is coming to mind. Texas Rangers? I can't go through every team. I don't have time for that. All right. Was this player's primary team in the American League West Division?
Yes.
Okay. So could be Mariners. Could be not Giants, not Padres. Who else is out west? The Angels. The Angels don't have any good players, so it's certainly not them. Let's see. Out west. Arizona. They're in the National League. I think I said all the California teams, right? Oh, Oakland could be on the A's. Great pitcher on the A's. No one comes to mind. Oh, this is so bad. This is taking forever. This is horrible podcasting. But the problem is there's so much information for me to process.
Yeah, super interesting listening experience for our listeners who don't care about sports. But
yeah, maybe
unfortunately,
you can cut this out.
It's the sort of thing that we know kind of like random trivia type stuff about. So,
who else is in that division?
Would you like me to list the teams in that division to help and also speed things along?
Yes, that is. You should do that. I was gonna be like, oh, I should know them, but you should just say them. Yeah.
All right. So the current members of the AL West are the Astros, the Angels, of course, the Athletics, the Mariners, and the Rangers.
Oh, I didn't know the Rangers were in that division, honestly. Although the Astros joined that division within the last 10 years. That's interesting.
Yeah. Side note, I'm pretty sure, I think this is the right thing, right? If I'm looking at this right. This is my favorite division in baseball because if the standings are right, all the logos spell out asshat.
Okay.
Fun fact.
That's hilarious.
As long as it's the A's, Seattle, Houston, Angels, Texas.
So it's ASHAT.
No, because it's like A''S and then Seattle.
Oh, I see. Got it. All right. Well, I really have no idea who it is.
Just reeled all the listeners back in for that one. You're welcome, listeners.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a single starting pitcher on one of those teams who retired in the last 10 years. A's, no. Rangers, no. Mariners, no. Astros. Ugh. I literally give up. I'm not going to waste any more time. I give up. Who is it?
All right, the answer is Felix Hernandez.
Felix Hernandez. Huh. I didn't know he was a starting pitcher. I thought he was a relief pitcher. He pitched for the Mariners.
For the Mariners, yep.
All right. Well, you are the winner there.
Hooray.
So I'm just looking up his stats. 3.42 ERA. I'm surprised you've heard of him. He's not like a great player.
So to explain the context, I think the reason I heard about him, well, I may have come across him in like some 30 for 30 mention or something like that, but I think the primary source is the Secret Base YouTube channel did a Seattle Mariners documentary on the entire history of the Mariners, and he's prominently featured as like one of the great Seattle players, because
got it.
Seattle overall is not that great. So,
all right, let's see our modifier.
6 of spades. That'll be
That's
nothing.
So you do get the 10 points. Close, 30 to 27.
Wow.
All right. Do you want to just play to 50? We're at an hour 15 minutes.
Yep. Let's play to 50.
All right. So next game, give it to us.
There you go.
9, which we did before, but I already forgot. Family Feud again.
All right. Can we? I've done Family Feud twice already. Can we veto that?
Yeah. Just draw another one. Yeah. Just draw another one. 6.
Nice.
Okay, it's the guess the movie.
All right, let's do that.
Let's go fast. Let's go here. All right, I've got one.
Same. Why...
It's probably going to be easy just because I looked it up super quick, but let's go.
Why don't I guess first? Give me the genre.
Superhero film.
Is it Iron Man 2?
No, 2015.
Is it... What came out in 2015? Oh, which one came out in 2015? Is it...
It's the dead zone of Marvel Phase 2 that no one remembers.
What the Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron.
That's correct.
Oh,
all right,
hooray.
You got it in 2 guesses. Give me yours.
Great.
Well done.
Okay. This is from genre. This is a animated sports comedy film.
Animated sports comedy film.
Yes.
Animated sports comedy film. What the heck? Animated because when you say sports, it makes you think of The Sandlot or like any other inspirational sports movie, none of which are animated.
Right.
Wow, animated. What's an animated movie in which they play sports? Sports. What was it? Animated sports what?
Animated sports comedy.
Comedy. Wow. No idea. Pass. Go to the next one.
All right, it came out in 2006.
2006 animated sports comedy. This is for the win. I mean, for the tie.
For the tie.
I feel bad because I really can't sit here and think. But I do need to think about this at least a little bit without otherwise. Animated sports comedy from 2006.
Also, I forgot to pick a point value, so we'll do that after.
Just do it right now. Type the name of the game in there, and then whatever comes up.
Okay.
While I think. Animated sports comedy from 2006. Literally 0 movies are coming to my mind. Baseball, soccer, football. Space Jam.
It is not Space Jam. Also, don't worry because the random choice was
90s
1.
Anyway. What was it?
It was Cars.
Oh, come on. All right. I guess that is technically true.
Sports. I didn't realize how misleading that was.
Here's the modifier.
7 of diamonds. You have to be kidding me.
I actually get more points from this one than you.
Plus 5 to loser.
All right, so 35 for me, 28 for you.
That's ludicrous. Can I just say, you won the first 2 games,
No, we
right?
don't have time.
I won 6 straight, and I haven't caught up. Ace.
That's
his Wikipedia
very
hunt.
funny. All right, we're going to the Wikipedia page for the movie Cars.
Okay, I'm already there. Hooray. Oh, no.
Okay. My random article is Excedrin, parentheses, brand.
I'm just going to spell this, but then I will try to pronounce it. I just want you to understand what I'm in for first. All right, this is a person whose name is spelled Vasilieradovic. And I'm going to guess that is Vasily Radovich. It's not actually that bad.
Well done.
That's my guess, though.
Okay.
That's fine. We're going for Cars. Let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. I'm just going straight to FDA.
I'm headed to
so
Luxembourg.
I can get to the United States. United States Department of Agriculture.
France.
United States Federal Government.
FIFA.
United States.
Oh, where should I go? Association Football. Team Sport. Then Sport.
Cinema. Hollywood. Oh, it's like about the neighborhood of Hollywood. Motion picture history. Okay, cinema of the United States. That's what I really want.
Oh, I'm stuck here. I gotta keep moving.
I can't see Pixar.
Broadcasting. Here we go.
Animated.
Television program.
Animated cartoon.
Feature film.
Pixar's got to be on here, right? Okay, Toy Story.
Technological developments.
Pixar.
Disney.
Cars 2006. Got it.
Well done.
I went from Excedrin to FDA to USDA to Federal Government of the United States to United States, Hollywood, Cinema of the United States, Animation, Toy Story, Pixar, and Cars.
Nicely done. I went from my buddy Vasily Radovich to Luxembourg national football team to France national football team to FIFA to Association Football to Team Sport to Sport to broadcasting of sports events to television show to feature film, and I'm currently sitting here on the Walt Disney Company, which surely is only 2 or 3 clicks away. If I can only
My
find
random
the right
point
links.
value that I forgot to select is 3 points, so that's terrible. Let's see the modifier.
Great.
Ace of
diamonds, but aces
which is
are,
again now the reverse.
right?
Yeah. Oh, I don't think
No,
so.
they're
Let's
not.
see.
Plus 5 points to loser.
Yeah.
Ace through 10.
Congratulations. So you get 5, I get 3. So you close the gap a little bit, 38 to 32.
Wow.
All right.
This
Next
is
game, let's see it.
thrilling.
1 hour 23. Ace of clubs. No, skip that one. Pick another one.
Try again.
Jack. Guest's choice. Who has the highest card?
Okay, I'm going to bet.
All right, that's the game. Who is the highest card?
I'm going to bet 10 points on this. That way there's a chance to finish with skill, but whoever wins the highest card is going to be in a commanding position here. So.
All right, I've drawn my card.
I've drawn my card. I'm feeling good. How about you?
All right. I'm feeling very good. Reveal if it's 2.
Oh, I
3.
I forgot this is how we do it.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7.
No!
8. Oh, Nathan has a 7. I have a
seven.
Jack, the Jack of Hearts. I'm winner.
Alex
Let's
is the
see
winner.
the modifier. Modifiers from me, and it's
Queen of Spades.
Oh no.
Nothing.
Oh no. Oh, spades. Praise the Lord.
Spades is the only queen that saves you. So it is
All
now
right, so I get 10, 48 to 32. Oh, I typed 48 in the wrong cell. 48. All right, and then next game. Hopefully this will be the last one.
Queen is Nathan's choice. So with a chance
game
to
will be worth
save
3 points.
The game, okay. Game worth 3. All right, what do I want to play for 3 points? What haven't we done yet? Let's do the Price is Right, but not prices.
Mm-hmm. And so it's my turn. So why don't we guess the operating budget? Sorry, no, the GDP of let's go with the Czech Republic.
Okay. In U.S. dollars or euros or what?
Yeah, U.S. dollars.
Okay.
I don't know how. No one knows how much a euro is.
I'm pretty sure they're fake. Just made up.
I remember you can't go over. Okay, let's see. What do I want to guess as the GDP of Czech Republic? What order of magnitude do I want to guess? I'm gonna guess this amount. No, it's almost certainly higher than this, but I don't want to go over is the thing. What if it's not higher than this? All right, I'm just guessing this.
All right, I've got my guess.
This is a good guess. I know this is a good spot for my guess because I want to go higher and I want to go lower.
So it's perfect. If you're from the Czech Republic, please don't be insulted by our guesses. We don't know anything, so...
My guess is 90 billion. What's your guess?
Ooh, my guess is 73 billion.
Nice. All right, so I'm pulling up their Wikipedia page. GDP 2024 estimate total 551 billion.
Ooh.
So I am the closest with 90 billion. And unless the modifier kills me, that's going to be the game. Let's see the modifier.
Come on, if there was ever a time winners and losers swap.
7 of hearts.
I don't know what that is.
Round points gained to nearest 10, so I gained 0 points.
Incredible.
All right, so the score remains 48 to 32.
Wow.
It's coming down to the wire. Give us the next game.
This is
We're
so
at an hour
tense.
27 on the pod.
Here we go.
5. It's a 5. The Price is Right again. What are we guessing this time?
All right, this time let's guess.
And how many points?
Okay, this is going to be we're not messing around. This is going to be worth 20 points. This will end the game.
Because any other amount of points I would win, but you wouldn't.
Right.
So that's a good call.
And
to be clear, sorry, just want to make it clear that if you win, but it's plus 5 points to loser, then I will win the game by 1 point. So just putting that out there into the universe.
Just gonna sneak that one out. Alrighty.
All right. What are we guessing? Price is Right of.
All right, let's go. We've done a lot of movies this time. We've done a lot of numbers about things. Let's guess the total box office amount as listed on Wikipedia for the Fast and the Furious 7, whatever that one's called.
Okay. And is this U.S. or worldwide?
I think. Let me Google the Fast and the Furious 6.
Okay, that's going to be a big data point for us.
Oh, that's a good point. Let me just Google a random movie then. Cars. So on Wikipedia, at the bottom of the info box on the right, it has budget and box office. I assume box office is global.
Okay, and for Cars, what is it? Just so we have the same information to start with.
Yeah, fair enough. For Cars, the budget was $120 million. The box office was $462 million. A movie in 2006. Right. So
Fast and the Furious 7. I'm going with this number.
All right, I've got my guess locked in. Are you all set?
All right, what's your... Yep, my guess is 462 million.
462 million? All right, I guess 311 million. So...
All right, let's see. Oh. Fast and Furious.
It apparently is just called Fast and Furious 6.
It's called Furious 7. You said 7.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Budget 190 million, box office 1.5 billion dollars.
Whoa.
All right.
Apparently chose quite a popular one from the franchise then. All right, well, pending your modifier, that'll be the game. Let's see what you got.
Here's the modifier.
5 of diamonds, which is plus 5
so
points
the
to
bottom
loser.
line is I would have won no matter what.
Yeah. That is tragic.
All right, final score 68-37. Alex wins. I don't know how many in a row, taking the overall. This is at least my 7th in a row, because that's how many we've been keeping track of.
Yeah.
And that puts me up 13-2 overall lifetime series of Joel the Game. Well, if you have made it this far in the podcast, I applaud you. Well done. You listened to us play this game for 90 minutes. That is incredible. You must be really bored.
No, they're just driving to Milwaukee, which takes a while.
They're just driving to Milwaukee, exactly. Well, thanks so much for listening, everybody. We enjoyed making this podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening to it. And next time you hear us will be a live episode, live from Milwaukee. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Night?
Oh, go ahead. It might be.
We should.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Oh.
It was a stupid joke and not worth making. Let's just finish this stupid episode.
Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Alex.
And I'm Alex.
And this has been our podcast, Joel.